Hello friends, Tanya here for the Spellbinders 2022 July blog hop. This is a blog hop featuring the kits of the month, and I'm going to start out by ink blending some rainbow backgrounds. I chose Distress Oxides and Distress inks in three primary colors. We have Saltwater Taffy, Squeezed Lemonade, and Salvaged Patina. I'll show you the ink blending for the Distress ink only. The Distress inks are more vibrant than the Oxides, but I wanted you to see how both formulas perform, creating this beautiful rainbow background. I do get a nice purple that doesn't look so great when you first put it down. When you combine the Salvaged Patina and the Saltwater Taffy, it looks a little grungy, but it does brighten up and become a purple and not a brown. It was really easy to blend these, and it went a lot faster with the Distress Oxides. I honestly don't know why I chose to show you the Distress inks, because they took probably 3 times as long to blend as the Oxides. Here is the finished rainbow panel, and this is the Oxide versus the Distress ink versions. I do take some pearlized water and spritz that over both of these panels, and that's to add a little extra shimmer and shine. Pearlized water is simply pearl in water. This is Geometric Stripes. It is the embossing folder of the month. And both of these panels are slightly damp yet, and that's on purpose because I want them to have this extra crisp detail after they're embossed. I do set them aside and let them air dry the rest of the way. Next, we're going to do some stamping with this gorgeous Have a Chill Summer stamp set that has coordinating dies. This is a blueberry popsicle we stamped with Tumbled Glass and Blueprint Sketch. We've got 3 small berries here and the large popsicle base. Next, we're going to do scattered straw, mustard seed, and wild honey to create an orange and red berry popsicle. We're going to start with the scattered straw. I ink that up and stamp that down, and you can see I'm not using my Misty here. That's something that I have become quite attached to. I don't stamp without the Misty very often anymore, but these definitely work very well. They're great stamps, and by using Distress Oxides, you get a good coverage since it's a hybrid ink. And I did choose to use the Distress Oxides because they will layer on top of each other and maintain their color quality perfectly. Next, I used the mustard seed to stamp the solid circle, and then wild honey, which is an orangey yellow, over the top with the peel and sections detail. We've got several orange slices in this popsicle. I'm glad that my popsicles don't have orange rind in them, but it sure is fun to see them represented this way on a popsicle, on a card. Next, we're going to take Festive Berries, and we're going to add some little berries in here. I just love that pop of color. Makes me think of the cranberry orange flavor, which is one of my favorites. Not in popsicles, maybe, but in general. Next, we're going to make a strawberry popsicle. We're going to start with Saltwater Taffy for the body, and then we'll use Festive Berries for the strawberries inside the popsicle. Nice color here. I really like this new color. I actually just finally got the Saltwater Taffy. I know I'm behind the curve there again. Lots of people have already gotten the brand new colors. I tend to wait until there's a couple of colors to get. So I got the Uncharted Mariner and the Saltwater Taffy at the same time. Just adding a few more strawberries so that we fill our entire popsicle. I could have made dozens of these different popsicles. They're so fun, but I did have to end at some point. I only have one more popsicle to show you on this section of the video, and I did stamp inside the cards too. So there were even more varieties of popsicles. Next, we're going to do I think we're doing the seeds next. Yes, we're going to use some gathered twigs. And later I used, was it fired brick? No, it was aged mahogany. I think that looked better, but the gathered twigs looks good too. I didn't want them to be too high of a contrast. A black I thought would be too bold. I think the aged mahogany was really the perfect choice. I just hadn't thought of it yet. Go ahead and play with your colors. These berries could be raspberries. They could be blackberries. They could be strawberries. They're actually pretty versatile. Next, we're going to add the little leaves to the top. Now, I realize you wouldn't have leaves inside your popsicles. However, the pop of color adds some extra interest to these strawberries or to these popsicles in general. I love that extra pop. Next, we're going to use shaded lilac and seedless preserves to create a more of a mixed berry kind of popsicle. We'll start with the shaded lilac, which is a very bluish purple, and we're going to add a bunch of berries in the seedless preserves, which is a much more red purple. And I will use all 3 sizes of the berries here, just going to try to scatter them fairly randomly throughout our popsicle. I've done the smallest, that was the medium, and then I have to find the largest. No, I think I used the largest and the medium. And when I was cleaning my stamps, I had actually knocked the smallest stamp onto the floor, and miracle of miracles, I actually found it. Villainous Potion is what we're going to use for the more strawberry-shaped body to add a few more larger berries. To me, this is kind of boysenberry and blackberry, maybe. It could be all kinds of berries. I don't add a lot of extra detail here, just the main bodies of the berries. I can think of so many different yummy, fruity ways to make popsicles. Did you make them as a kid growing up? Sometimes my mom would make them with Kool-Aid and gelatin and pour them into the molds. Do you have those molds in your house? I think I still do. That reminds me, I need to give it a try again. They're actually very easy to make. Next, we're going to make the sticks for the popsicles. We're going to use gathered twigs and brushed corduroy. We'll use the brushed corduroy to do the solid piece, and we'll stamp 1 for each of our popsicles. And then there is a wood detail stamp for the stick, and we're going to stamp those in gathered twig right over the top. These are pretty easy to align. I miss actually stamping with my clear blocks. Don't do it enough. We're going to use the Have a Chill Summer coordinating dies. There's a die for the main popsicle and a die for the popsicle sticks. I've die cut all of those, and we'll just adhere the stick under the popsicle, and there we have all of our cute fruity popsicles. Next, we're going to pull out one of the new releases. This is the Essential Diamonds from the Glimmer release for July 2022. This is a nesting diamond die set, and it happens to coordinate perfectly with the diamond shape in the embossing folder of the month this month. It is going to be used, I think I will use this quite a lot. It actually coordinates with one of the new release Glimmer cover plates, and there are Glimmer diamonds, essential diamonds, so you could do some borders inside of these diamond shapes. It's pretty cool. We are stamping a bunch of the sentiments from the stamp set, and I have stamped them in VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and used some clear embossing powder to sprinkle over the top, and now I'm heat setting that. There's 2 reasons I do this. It makes them much more bold, and then they won't smear. All of the pigment inks have one of the features is that they take a long time to dry, and I will smear them if I do not emboss them. So that is the secret to why I emboss so many of my sentiments. I took some shimmery white cardstock and I cut it to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 because, of course, I'm making 5 by 7 cards here. And I used that to mat behind our ink blended and embossed panels that I cut down to 4.5 by 6.5. We're gluing those to our 5 by 7 white card bases. And now we're going to take these elements that we've created and add them to our card. I did add some extra cardstock behind the layers of the Essentials diamonds, and I'm going to layer those up before I put them on the front of the card. The backs of the Popsicles also got some extra dimension. You can see here that I added an extra layer of cardstock between the white diamond and the vellum, and then again between the vellum and the cardstock base. We're going to center those pretty well in the middle of this card, and I think that one is the Oxide. Nope, this is the Distress ink version of the background. They are pretty close. It's only slightly more vibrant than the Oxide. There you have them next to each other. I've adhered all of our sentiments. We've got one that says, "Hello, sunshine, you are my favorite flavor." And the other one says, La Dolce Vita, have a chill summer. The sweet life, have a chill summer. Now inside we do some more fun. I do add some extra dimension behind many of the sentiments on the fronts of the card, but the inside sentiment is adhered directly to the card base. I prefer to do it this way because then I can place it more carefully. And here we have the inside Popsicles. I don't think you need to see me do those. Next, I pulled out the Aura Sequins, Color Essential Sequins, and I added a scattering of sequins across the front of the card. I like how that adds some extra interest and brings your eye across the entire card front. I just tend to do a scattering of 3 above and 3 below, and then maybe some on the main image panel. One more look at the completed cards. We have 2 beautiful fruity popsicle cards that will work for many different occasions. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd like to hear what you have to say, so leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please take a moment to do that now. And if you're interested in any of the product that I used today, as always, check that description box below for a list. And here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.